Hello wonderful people, Connor Whitmore here again with another video for you on the Nawtystep channel, and it is time for another Extra Nawties monthly roundup. Quick EP album compilation reviews, that is what we do right here in these videos, covering the whole of June 2021, in this video in particular, in alphabetical order by way of artist or record label name as always, and they're all linked below, and the extra or special mentions at the end, those which I didn't enjoy or find quite enough to say about, but which I still think you could like quite a lot if you check them out yourself. So yeah, all bass music in these videos as per any genre you can think of. Let's go. But kicking off this installment, we have the new compilation from Bassrush, The Prophecy Volume 4, which unfortunately, considering the names involved here, would have to be one of the most underwhelming compilations that I've heard all year, for me, without a shadow of a doubt. The Viperactive tune is great, and yeah, just enjoying that one all round. The Chromatic and Cyclops is okay, you know, alright, but beyond that, production, ideas, I think it kind of differs for everyone that we get here, beyond the two I just mentioned, but yeah, just poor, boring, nothing new. Two of the very best in drum and bass right now, the KaTT Project and Skylark forming, coming together and making a collaboration EP, and they deliver. Pretty much as riveting as you would imagine. The production here, so immersive and detailed throughout, some fantastic vocals to go with that, and just a very heightened and kind of seismic feel to the whole thing, I would say. In particular in the first half, I do prefer the first half, first two of the four we get here, but really on point generally, and a fantastic collection overall, yeah. Check it out. New EP from KaTT, not massively impressed like I have been before. You know, enjoying the drama of his style again here, always have, but invention-wise, I think the ideas here are very ordinary. You know, there's a bit of an epic feel to it. Always, again, appreciated that about what he's going for, but the ideas are just so straightforward. I mean, not getting much out of them at all. The Mantis collaboration is alright, but beyond that, yeah, again, just straightforward, ordinary. That's all I can say. New EP from Convexity, which is quite nice, you know, very joyous, full of life, colourful, just a bit of a classic Rushdown EP for the most part. It starts incredibly, I would say, with the title tune, which is just fantastic all round. Melody, ideas, production, everything, just cohering very well. Doesn't quite live up to that standard following that. The rest for me, the following four, are just fine, but still, overall, as an EP, very enjoyable, uplifting, colourful, flavoursome. Yeah, pretty good. Another previously fantastic musician who seems to have maybe run out of ideas a little bit would be Ghastly. These drops, well, all of them here on this EP, I've just heard time and again by now, not providing anything new or different or out there, ambitious, and the production at points can get extremely rough. Just not feeling refined in any way, considering, you know, how big he is by this point and how big a name he's become. Just nothing to talk about here, and super ordinary again. Yeah. New EP from HelaSex, and again here for me with them, with their music. You got some catchy moments here and there, vocal touches, you know, introductions, melodic bits. That's all very good across the EP, but the heaviness here is just very intense, you know, very full on. Just a lot going on at all times, I would have to say. I think the second couple here that we get of the four, at least it feels like there's a bit of a name here, a bit of a direction, a bit of a story in the heaviness we get, you know, a bit more engaging. But even then the production doesn't feel quite that rounded for you to feel the full effect of the ideas. Then beyond that, it just feels a bit like it's being loud for the sake of it, in the opening two in particular. So yeah, that would be my thoughts on that one. New album from HOL, which I'm feeling pretty underwhelmed by, if I'm being honest. Just feeling a bit thrown together in the sense of it just feeling way more like a compilation than an album, you know? Not something with a bit of a story behind it, but just a collection of rhythm-leaning kind of tunes, if you know what I mean. Yeah, just too much of the same style and approach across the whole thing. A couple of highlights here for me, the collaborations with Hurtbox and Hesh. And the production, to be fair, is pretty good across the whole thing. But yeah, not a lot more that I'm excited by here. New EP from IVORY, really nice to hear his approach with a bit more dynamism to it. You know, his aesthetic remains, but he's expanding into new territory, and I love that. Really rate the ambition, and even the more usual stuff that we get from him here on this EP. Just keeping it unpredictable, keeping it lively, spicy, all of that. You know, for me, not knockout good here across the whole thing, but all round just more exciting And if we're talking about kind of individual tunes here, shame for me that The Fall is so short with that second drop being so good, but Rave Thing would have to be one of my favourite tunes from him yet, from IVORY ever. So yeah, a good EP overall. Yeah. New EP from Wachi, and yeah, my thoughts have changed a little bit since the first listen that I did, which is up on the channel. If you want to go and check it out for a few more extensive thoughts, go and do so. But yeah, initially I had the first two as my favourites here, and then the mid okay and the ending just a bit bad for me. But now I love Buggin' and Trendsetter, number 2 and 4 here, and Death Juice is still fine for me, you know, the midway point that we get. And the opener and closer, I'm now not that enthralled by. But yeah, regardless, one of my favourite collections overall from him, if not my favourite one from him ever. So yeah, it's good. It is a good EP. New collection from KaTT, which kind of treads a line between EP and album. The length of an EP, but posing as an album, I would have to say. But yeah, sonically insane, this collection. I mean, just high-paced, futuristic madness, I think I would say here. Think of someone like Six Impala, you know, that kind of ballpark, glitchy, animated, again, very high-paced, and very well-produced as well, and spontaneous, and very wild. The Get Ready vocal sample gets a little bit annoying as it goes on, but beyond that, a must-listen, and a lot of different styles on show here. Just a big recommend from your boy, one of the biggest of the month for me. Check it. New EP from KaTT, and yeah, there's a foundation here for a brilliant EP. The range of influences, the decent production, the vocals, the energy, all those things are on point, but each track just needs that extra bit of class to it, just to take it up a level, just to take it up that next notch. And, you know, almost impossible to describe exactly what it needs, but, you know, could be a mastering thing, an EQing thing, maybe it's a transitioning between sections kind of thing, but yeah, just not quite at that top tier of enjoyment for me. But yeah, with each track having that kind of issue, then, you know, you have that kind of issue with the whole EP overall. So, yeah, decent ideas here, decent concepts, but without that sheen and gloss to it, I would have to say. So, yeah, that would be my thoughts on that one. One of the best D&B EP listens I've had all year from Meth, have to say. And if you're big on your Eat Brain, your Korsakov, your Blackout, those kind of D&B labels, you know, the grungy, earthy, rooted kind of style, then you will enjoy this a lot. The final track in particular, which I would have to say is possibly one of the best I've heard all year in bass music overall. So, yeah, please do check it out. New EP from Neonix, and I still don't quite get the hype if I'm being honest. The heaviness for large parts just sounds quite flat in the middle two. In particular here, just not that fleshed out. And when it is fleshed out, the ideas are just fine, you know, nothing really new. Nice melodic moments here and there, and some funny ending meme kind of stuff. The odd sound firing out here and there, but not much to separate him out from the rest doing kind of similar stuff, if I'm being honest. And my favourite would have to be the opener, but it sounds so similar to Sudden Death that I find it kind of hard giving it ultimate credit. So yeah. New EP from Invective is solid if you enjoy well-produced halftime music, all its variations, everything it can shoot off into, very atmospheric, immersive, all of that, then yeah, you're gonna like it quite a bit. You know, not super engaging ideas here over the course of it, that can be improved over time, but the production is fucking brilliant, and that does carry the EP through really well. From here, I think going forward, just a thing of maybe, yeah, making a couple of the ideas a bit more catchy, a bit more infectious, a bit more memorable, and Invective is really onto a winner here. For me, like Discontinuous, the penultimate tune here, very catchy, very memorable, easy on the ear, but yeah, a pretty great debut collection here from Invective. Has to be said. Wait, what? What's that I hear you say? A collection of tracks from Pendulum? Bloody hell, never thought I'd see the day. This is amazing. Oh my god, incredible. But, how do I feel about it? I mean, it's okay. Given my thoughts on a couple of them already in various videos on the channel from the past and whatnot, but yeah, as a collection, bringing them all together, yeah, I mean, it's alright. I mean, Driver's a banger, Rob's voice remains fantastic as always, and the production's very good throughout, and every track, I think, is memorable in some way, whatever element or aspect it may be. It's just very bereft of star quality, I would have to say. I think Come Alive aside, the closer that we get here, but that one isn't even electronic or bassy really, so not that relevant for what I'm doing on this channel, what I'm talking about, what I'm discussing. I have to kind of wonder where they go from here, you know, what's in their minds, what they're going to go for going forward. Will we see a return of Knife Party? You know, I just have no idea where they're at and what they're going to do. It's interesting times for them, I have to say. New compilation from Railbreakers, and if you enjoy your melodic rhythm, your future rhythm, your melodic bass music overall, everything beyond that, in between that, and bound up in that, then there'll definitely be something in this compilation that you enjoy quite a bit. I would bet good money on it. And the label overall, actually, you know, if you haven't checked it out yet, Railbreakers, then please do go and check it out. If you're big on your Rushdown, your Halcyon, that kind of ballpark, then you will find stuff that you enjoy. And for what it's worth, my favourites here come from IVORY, Mr. Cooltricks, and Aroncho. Pleasantly surprised by this EP from Ray Ray, you know, not incredible or anything like it, but way more enjoyable than I thought it would be, I would have to say. The first two are duds, you know, straight up for me, not working really in any way. But the second two, not gonna lie, they're pretty brilliant. The closer in particular last time is just this sensational pounding techno house kind of banger. Fucking hell, it is big, it's big. Give it a go. As is often the case with Shanghai Doom, love the production, the range of sounds incredible on those fronts, and they are one of the best in bass music in those ways, but again here for me, just not a lot of memorable material here on this EP when it comes to the drops, you know. It just feels like arrangements of sound that are a bit random, a bit thrown together, and which don't have much of a coherent kind of aim or direction to them, just kind of shining through. For me, infectiousness is just what takes their style up another level, another notch. So yeah, finding it kind of hard to get into any of the cuts here on this EP in comparison to what they've put out before, when we've got the production, we've got the range of sound still, but the ideas are very infectious and memorable, catchy, you know, stuff to hang on to. So yeah, that would be my thoughts on that one. New EP from Sully, and again here a thing of my thoughts not changing that much since the first listen that I did, which is up on the channel. Again, if you want to go and check it out, please do so. But yeah, favourite Sully EP so far for me anyway. A good dose of his usual sound that we get here, largely and for the most part, but a real ambition here as well, I think. You know, Vibrate in particular, bit of a bass house belter with that second drop breakdown as well following that. Scorcher, I think track 2 here doesn't hit the mark at all for me, but overall a very solid EP, and yeah, as I said, mile and away my favourite EP from Sully so far, so yeah, check it out. New collaboration EP from Turney and Sound, and I think many take issue with deep dub being a bit boring. I imagine that would be quite a few people who follow this channel and are used to the more modern version of dubstep and whatnot, but they do keep it engaging throughout, and it's a big recommend in that way. You know, drops, melodies, sounds, whatever. Even if you're big on your modern dubstep and you find it quite difficult getting into deep dub, I definitely recommend checking this out if you haven't already. Just a real dynamism to their sound that can be hard to find in that style, and I think they do it very well. Heart Machine in particular for me, the closer here, well produced, atmospheric, real good, and to be honest, those are things that I could say for the EP overall. So yeah, good EP. Top draw EP right here from Trinist, who's been doing great things for a while now. The production, super refined, jagged, almost bit crush kind of quality to it, I would say. You know, a bit twisted, a bit contorted in a very small way, and very finely cut, just quite minimal, which is refreshing, I think, in the grand scope of D&B. But yeah, if you like people like, I don't know, Gyrofield, then this would be a big recommend. But anyway, regardless of that, it is one that I am really pushing forward as one you have to check out. Do so. Another Full Flex Audio EP where I just find myself marvelling at the underground and its capabilities, and this one coming from Screecher. The detail on this project is remarkable, the arrangement is mad, and I want to give it a genre name, I want to give it a label, but I can't really. It just feels more like, again, collage music or an assortment of sounds just kind of lobbed together, but all making sense, you know, not feeling weird or ill-fitting, just all cohering really well, and a beautiful colour to it, a richness to it, a few jazzy elements here and there as well, and for sure, one of my main recommendations of the month. Definitely, you have to check it out. One of the more bearable Subsidia compilations, definitely, I would have to say. The Black Sheep and Blurred Vision collaboration, even though it finishes a bit weird, Before that, very good, and the big collab with Inhuman and Omas is decent as well, and the Milky I found quite unique as well in what it was going for, a different kind of approach there. You know, a lot of stuff here that I've heard before, again and again, the vast majority here on this compilation, but not awful by any means, which is a lot more than can be said for most other Subsidia compilations, so there's that. And ultimately, new Charmy remixes, which has to be one of the most underwhelming remix compilations I've heard all year, bar none. You know, given the names we get here, the amount of tracks that we get, nearly 20, it's just pretty difficult to get through, and I think the Cage and Malar would have to be the only ones that I can see myself going back to again and again, repeatedly kind of thing. There's just so much potential here as well, with the originals we get being so fantastic, well, a lot of them anyway. And yeah, overall here just feeling very very bland, and not unleashing those originals in exciting ways at all, has to be said. Disappointing. And finally, new EP from Volume, and again in my first listen I said pretty much everything I have to say, but yeah, recommend checking that out if you haven't heard it or watched the video already. But yeah, bottom line, one of the most impressive EPs I've heard all year, mind-bending production and sound arrangement, and I love how it gets progressively darker and naughty as it goes on, the different genres we get here, the weaving in of funk and jazzy elements, and the just randomness of it overall. You know, I've said a bit about random not quite working, but here it's incredible. The way it all ties together, very, very good. The sheer ambition of it, breathtaking stuff, I have to say, and from a teenager. So who fucking knows where he's going to go from here. Great EP. But there we have it, the June 2021 edition of the Extra Nawties Monthly Roundup. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed it. But now we have the special mentions, or extra mentions, whatever you want to call them. Going to put them up on the screen here right now for you all to see. If you want to take a screenshot, pause, note them down, whatever you want to do. Going to be leaving it up here for a couple more seconds, just so that you can note them down. And again, I really do recommend you guys checking them out, because I think you might enjoy them. That is why I am recommending them right here. But with regards to what I reviewed in this video, which ones did you enjoy, which others not so much? Are there any that I missed out that you think I should have given my thoughts on? Drop all of your views, thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Beyond that, keep it naughty. If it's naughty, then you know, and I shall see all of you legends in the next one. Peace!